Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about biggest things you should do in your first quarter of when you start school. This video is going to be divided by sections according to your grade. So I have a freshman, sophomore, junior, and at the end I'll also have a section for just general things that you should do organization-wise and like mindset-wise when school starts. Okay, so first off, for freshman year, please join as many extracurriculars as you possibly can, especially those interest meetings. Like in my school, a lot of clubs have interest meetings at the very beginning of the school year to be like, oh, you can just come to this one club meeting and see if you like it or not. And next, make sure to get to know people in your class. And this kind of goes along with the whole join a lot of clubs thing, but it's really useful when you have somebody in each of your classes that you can like rely on to help you with homework. And I'm not saying leech off of their homework. You can be like, hey, have you seen the homework for today? Or if you're sick that day, you can be like, hey, I was sick, can you catch me up on what we were doing that day? And it's really helpful. And the reason why you should do this in the first quarter is because I've noticed that like friend groups, like this is probably pretty obvious, but friend groups solidify really quickly by like the first 2 weeks of school maybe, and yeah, they'll shift around, but like if you have that connection in by that first week, then you know you guys will just keep talking, hopefully keep up the connection, and yeah, you'll have someone to rely on. Next, network with people in your community. So for example, business owners, people that can help you get opportunities. Like if your parent or someone has like a job where they can network to get you more opportunities in the future, like not this year, but maybe in sophomore year, you can start getting those connections up and be like, hey, I'm interested in this, what requirements would I need to enable to help you with this certain task? And then they can give you something that you can help them with in the future. Later on, if you're like applying for college or like a job or anything, you can list that you had that experience. Next, we have sophomore year. So this year is when things start to get more serious. Cut down on the extracurriculars that you signed up for in freshman year, because freshman year it's a time to experiment, but sophomore year you gotta start locking it down. You gotta start, you know, finding your niche, your area of expertise. For sports especially, pursue a couple of them that you know that you can get like varsity. It's always good to have that. I think the last thing I would say is study for the PSAT and SAT, and I know it might seem like it's a year, 2 years away and you just don't want to do it right now, but trust me, you want to. It's a lot easier to start earlier rather than later. Alright, next up we got junior year, which is the one I'm in right now. So this is actually really applicable to me, which is why this one has a bit more notes than all the other ones. Register for the SATs, and this is kind of specific to this year because next year there's like switching it to be from paper to digital. There's no good way to study for it because obviously no one knows what it's like to actually take the test for that yet. I'm not really prepared for the new format, so that's why I actually registered for the October SAT and the December SAT. I would say register for those simply because if you've been preparing for the SAT, it's more secure, you feel more stable in yourself. You're like, oh, this is probably gonna be like what I expected it to be like, and not in spring when you're like, what is this new format? Okay, and the next part is studying for the PSAT. PSAT is coming up very soon. For me personally, I think it's like the first week of October, which is like a month away. Start taking those practice tests, start really setting down goals. And the next thing, junior year, you're getting close to college, you're thinking about it, it's in the back of your mind, so start making a document with all the colleges that you're thinking about. Just have like an Excel sheet, Google Sheets, whatever, of like the name of the college, their acceptance rate, so like just things like that you think are going to be factors in whether or not you choose to go to that college, given that you get into that college first. Have a list, because then you will have a lot easier time in senior year when you're all stressed. And next thing, cut down on your class difficulties, because last year, for example, I took 3 APs and then I took 4 AP exams. This year I'm only taking 2 APs because I know that my IB classes are going from MYP to DP, which basically just makes them harder. If you want to really focus on like getting your niches down, your extracurriculars, like your accomplishments, and have more time outside of school, I would say instead of ramping up your class difficulties for a GPA boost, you should instead focus more on getting those accomplishments in your extracurricular section, because you know colleges will see your GPA, they're like, oh, 4.6, 4.7, oh, that's pretty good. I mean, yeah, but like if you have a 4.0 and you put down all these extracurriculars that you have like a good accomplishment in, for example, you win prizes, you're on the varsity team, stuff like that, it'll be a lot more impressive to them. Alright, this part's for all grades. compile a document of all your extracurriculars, and the reason why this is for all grades is, for example, if you start this document in your freshman year and you've written down all your sports and stuff, or like any volunteering, any prizes you win, even like no matter how small they are, just write them down. So every year you just add more to the list, and by the time you're a senior, you're trying to pick things for your Common App or your application for college, and you have everything written down. You don't have to search in your brain and be like, oh, did I forget something? I think I did something really important but I forgot what it was. And sometimes when you're feeling down about yourself, just go on the document and just look at everything you've done. Like, I'm not saying base your entire happiness off of like how well you're doing in school or your extracurriculars, but I'm just saying, you know, it'll bring up your mood a little bit to see how good you've been doing. And the last thing I would say for all grades is it doesn't matter, it's all just high school. So just do well in school, make friends that you actually like, and I hope that you will do well in these 4 years. Sorry if this is just me talking to you, like rambling, but I don't know, I just wanted to, you know, as school's starting, to make a video and just be like, things to look out for as you start school, and just have these things in mind. And I really hope it helped. I hope I didn't say anything that was like over repeated and you're like, oh, I heard all this already. Like, I'm sorry. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'll be trying to post more, hopefully more vlogs and like videos like this. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later. Bye.